selling cryptos on the same laptop that you're using to browse the internet, read your email, and visit social media sites? If so, you're exposing your cryptos to theft. Whenever you're online, you're at risk of getting hacked and having your identity stolen. How would you feel if someone stole all of your cryptos? What would that do to your finances? Guard your cryptos with a safe and secure laptop from Calyx Solutions. Each laptop is set up just for you and your cryptos, and then we walk you through exactly how it works. Don't risk the security of your cryptos. Order a crypto laptop from Calyx Solutions now to secure your crypto future. Learn more at calyxsolutions.io.
And we are live, and I am safely driving down the highway up here in Pennsylvania, heading to Massachusetts for our Christmas event in Massachusetts, which it's snowy, so it's definitely going to kind of feel very Christmassy. How are you, Patrick? What's going on?
Doing fine. Everything's very laid back. There's not a lot of happening, and we're just taking it easy. Yeah, seems like a low pressure Christmas this year.
Well,
at least it is for me.
It's once you reach a certain age, and you have kids who are older, you eventually hand off the torch. You know, it's like, okay, I'm no longer the dad, I'm the grandpa, someone else is doing this shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there's a lot of that. But, you know, we also find ourselves from time to time getting thrust into, oh, hey, we can't do what we originally thought. Can you help us out? So, okay, you know, but not a big deal.
Well, plus you all have a pretty large house, so you have a lot more room. So I don't know, if it works out, it works out.
Yeah, no, we're good with that. Yeah.
All right, everyone, on today's show, we are going to talk about AI and the risks and the rewards. And this is, guys, trust me when I say that AI is linked with cryptos big time, especially Bitcoin and the Lightning Network, because AI is a lot of what you are going to see next year is AI agents. And AI, let me explain what I've seen. You'll have an app for XAI or whatever, and you'll load the apps you want your agent to use into the AI app. And then whether it's hotels or points or your checking account or whatever, you'll load the apps in there, and you'll actually grant the AI usage of those apps. So you'll hit your AI app and let me pretend as if I am Patrick. You load your AI app and you say, all right, I want the cheapest flight from St. Louis to Florida. I have a membership at Costco, so I'm also AARP, and I also have a frequent flyer miles I'd like to apply from blah, blah, blah. And the agent will head out, look around, see what is the cheapest flight, then send you a text. Hey, yo, Patrick, I found this one. This one's $800 round trip. This one's only $700 round trip. here's the pluses, here's the negatives. Which one would you like? Then Pat puts on his glasses, reads it, and he slowly starts to think about it because age is really getting to him. So he's analyzing his options. Plus, he doesn't want to get up early because he's old, got to sleep in a little bit. And then he's like, all right, I will take the 9 o'clock flight for a slightly higher price. And voila, he hits okay. And the AI agent plans everything and executes on everything and sends him his ticket. And that's how this is going to go. It's replacing you. That's really what it's actually getting down to. All of the useless shit that you would rather not have to do, like hop on an app, look at the flights, see the times, blah 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 blah. And we remember when you are engaged with your AI, it will look like a person. And you'll actually choose exactly what he or she looks like. You'll choose exactly what their name is, blah, 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 blah. And it will look like you're holding your phone and you're talking with your private assistant. And he or she will run out and handle all of the easy shit and then send you what you want. All right, now Patrick, you're very big on security, making sure that everything you use is very, very reliable, very trustworthy. What are you seeing in the risk area?
Oh, there's a ton of risk when it comes to this. There was recently, last week actually, I had talked about. I think it was ChatGPT got hacked. Their database was hacked. So
how the hell does that work?
Yeah, that was my question. I would have thought that, if anything else, you ask the agent, the overlord of ChatGPT, how do we keep ourselves safe and secure?
See, let me ask you something. What if, say, like the CIA wanted all of the information from them?
What if? What if?
Yeah. That's a big if, isn't it? And
they already have it. They already have it. Now they're just wondering what they can do with it.
Right. What I'm very suspicious of is, we were hacked. Well, what if they left? They left the window open, and we're like, oh no, somebody broke in. Let us close that window. That's what that way they actually don't have to release, we gave all of the information to the CIA or whatever. They can say, it was a hack. Well, you would think the number one thing for all of these AI places is security. You would think, because you hold a lot of information, and your reputation. See, this is how quiet that they kept this. I heard of it for one day. and then it just went completely away. Never heard another thing about it.
Well, I think from the perspective of I have a database, it doesn't matter if it's an AI-centric application or what. If you have a database, you're going to be targeted. They're coming for your stuff. I was just telling Austin yesterday, Petco got hit. Petco.
Really?
Yeah. And Petco had social security numbers. Why? Why does Petco have social security numbers? If you contributed your data to Petco and gave them your social security number, shame on you for having done that.
Why do they request, or why would they? Hey, do you need some cat food? We're gonna need to freaking KYC you.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense to me. So, to that point, when you're being asked to provide information to participate in, well, for all intents and purposes, a product that a process that makes you the product, just don't give away vital information like a social security number or a credit card. I mean, anytime they ask, do you want me to save this? The answer is no. But, so databases are going to be subject to not just scrutiny, but theft. So be careful of what you give out. And again, these AI agents, when they run, they're running local. So that information doesn't go back to the mothership. It stays on your laptop. So now it becomes even more critical that laptop that you have is protected and not the source for information to provide to bad actors. So, and to that end, I don't think that I use a Copilot. I don't think I use M365. I use an application that's web-based and that I access with credentials. And the trade-off there is it's up on the cloud. Do I necessarily have to be honest with how I identify myself? No, I don't have to give them my name. The only thing I will have to do is provide them with a means of payment. And I can use prepaid cards.
I was just about to say that. I think those are going to actually get very popular soon.
And drop phones. I mean, I use a phone number that for a phone that I don't use for anything else. Yeah. So, food for thought. You're frozen, buddy. You're frozen. And that's not a flattering position. No, that doesn't look all that great. Let's see. What other things on AI have I seen that are cause for concern? Well, just the overall presence of it and our ever increasing reliance is problematic, I think, because eventually we're going to have situations where AI isn't just learning from us, AI is learning from AI. And then the growth and expansion becomes exponential at that point. Is that necessarily a bad thing? Not if I have a way to isolate myself in terms of my experience with it, not to keep it potentially not integrated with my transactions online. And a lot of that's going to end up being, what kind of a machine do I have? What kind of a laptop am I using? Apple has had Apple Intelligence integrated in their stuff for quite some time. And Windows now has Copilot Plus, which for any newer machines that are coming out, we haven't used them yet, but we know that that's the case with Copilot Plus, you can't separate that particular application from the machine that you're using. So what you're left with is going the route of Linux, Linux operating system that you can certainly separate from an AI environment. You can also use AI in that too. There are, again, web-based applications that you can use on a Linux operating system machine that's decoupled as you want it to be. It's not going to school on your system. It can't. It's going to school on you as an individual user that's utilizing this web-based application to provide some sort of information in terms of direction, acceptance, affirmation of the direction that's provided, or negation of it. And it will continue to evolve with the solution that it's providing you with. But once you step away from it, it's isolated on the cloud, and it's operating under the guise that you are who you say you are and the persona that you say you are. So if you're not giving the application your real identity and providing it with email addresses that are recognized through a number of other subscriptions and applications, then that data just sits dead out on the web until you interact with it again. So, I mean,
I'm
for the
back.
longest, yeah, good. For the longest time, I was an agnostic in the world of Linux, but I'm being pushed in that direction simply because of the necessity that both Windows and Apple are saying, screw you, we don't care about your consideration or your need for privacy. This has become too big for them in terms of their capability of turning that relationship into dollars. And again, you're the product. So, yeah.
Absolutely. It's see, as much as we love Apple and using it, and we're eventually going to have to move away from Apple and especially Microsoft, because it's every laptop, every system except Linux will have AI, and AI's job is to learn what you do, how you do it, and how it can quote unquote help you. Now, Elon, from what I hear, will offer a cell phone service through his Starlink here in the next few years, because all of his, or a lot of his robots will run off of that, which is smart. Keep it in house. And they're really shoving us into a choice. You either are locked inside of our AI world with your laptop, your cell phone, and you are a slave. Exactly like you said, you are the product that they're actually making money off of. And or you go another route, which is you have a laptop that has no AI on the operating system. Now, you can choose to use AI on a separate platform using that laptop, but your laptop operating system will not have AI. And 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 Calyx is the only place that is going to offer that to you, where as soon as you receive it, it's all set up, you power it up, and you create an email or whatever, and voila, you you have a you have a non-AI laptop with AI options in it, off of your lap off of your off of your laptop, because we really got to wrap our heads around. We need to watch our security more than ever, because our security is the only, or our privacy is the only thing we have left, and we barely have that left.
Yeah.
So everyone should shift, because we're all screwed right now. What we can do is slowly move away as technology options like our laptops roll out. But it's like, all right now I'm kind of trapped on Apple. Well, if I'm moving away from relying on Apple or Android, then you eventually you unplug from the old system and you move into the Liberty Network, which is going to be huge in the future. And it's really huge right now. It's just we're the only ones who are like, hey, this this is really something we should look at. This is really something we should worry about, because what what they are creating is an East Berlin and a West Berlin in the web, in the cyber world. And you're going to have to choose. Am I in East Berlin or am I in West? Or, or you know what I mean. And our laptops are that first wall where it separates East from West. Now, unlike in Germany, all right, it it's we have an option where we can live in West Berlin and we can shop a little in East. This is the new world, and this is where all of this is going, where you'll have liberal options and you'll have conservative, libertarian, freedom options. And you'll have to choose, what am I going to use? Am I going to use Apple? Am I going to use fucking Google? Am I going to lock myself in East freaking Berlin? Or am I going to live in the digital equivalent of West, which wasn't as good as America, but you see the point. We need to actually make a choice, and we need to actually make a choice now, because it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. the current laptops that are out that we have provided people with, the Apple machines have Apple Intelligence built into it. There's not much we can do about that. It's a closed environment. We can't go in there and change it. The PCs that we have put out are, some of them have Copilot as an application, and they're not rooted in the TMP chip. Is that right, Austin?
It's a separate chip, but it's baked into the motherboard.
Yeah, which is baked into the motherboard, and that's what's coming out now. We can still disassociate and do disassociate Copilot from the operating system as it goes out the door from us. But the newer stuff, you're really not going to have that. Yes, Mr. Olfang, I am a donut. Who was the comedian who did that? He was a Brit. He's a tranny. Izzy.
Oh yeah, Izzy.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy's hilarious.
What a hoot. Anyway, any of the laptops that are going to be coming out, I would say in 26, that are PCs are going to have the Copilot Plus in it, and that AI is baked. Is that a bad thing? If you want to maintain your privacy and not have AI integrated into the things that you do and the applications that you're running, yeah, it's a bad thing. And that's what the Linux operating software will allow you to do. We download that operating system onto the laptop. We make the configurations from there, whether it's a Liberty laptop or a crypto laptop, and have the security settings in it at that point, and make the modifications to the OS, and run some scripts so it does certain things like jettison temporary files, DNS, garbage that you don't want to have, so you can't get tracked. And in the Linux environment, there's also a Tor browser, an Onion browser that can be used on the deep web to go out there and search. This notion that, if I'm running Linux, and here's the other thing too, and there are applications that are going to be restricted in the UK and in Australia based on IP addresses with legislation that they have going into place for protecting the kids. Everybody has to have a digital identity.
The children's.
Yeah. Which is a bunch of BS. They're going to have a problem pushing that type of legislation because it calls for the use of IP addresses to restrict the users from accessing certain social platforms. Well, VPNs can't be restricted. There are certain things that I can do to limit, but they're not going to be able to stop VPN subscription services. So there's that on the side of using the surface web. Now you go to the deep web and the IP address issue is not in play. You're outside of the constricted norms of the simple system that's available. Even if you had an AI laden machine with Copilot Plus, you'd still be able to go out on to the deep web and access data from there. And those social platforms have entry points within there. So it's not like you're going to be isolated and not going anywhere, because 97 billion pages exist within the deep web as opposed to 3 billion on the surface web that you're currently using now. So, yeah, you're going to have
a lot more options. And let me ask you this.
Carrie asked a question, is it still safe? Yeah, it is. you need to update it. Yeah, if you don't update it, then your security applications are going to be out of sync. You're not going to have the latest patches in terms of malware identification, isolation, and removal. You have to update that stuff, and it's going to take a while for that to happen. So,
Yeah. Well, what are you seeing with AI that you can honestly look at and go, you know what? I think that this is useful. What have you seen that you really see as useful?
interesting. Yesterday we were working on some copy for the tablets that we're going to be making available in the next week or so. And Austin took that and ran it through AI, gave it some direction, and it came back with some killer copy. I mean, I was like, holy crap, that is really well done. I've done some things in terms of some investigation into the field of OSINT, which is open source intelligence. And how do you integrate the open source intelligence applications in an AI environment with the objective being I want to personalize the data that I'm getting so I can provide that to an organization from the perspective of I'm a consultant, you want to know about these individuals and their engagement and in the rest of the world. How do I come back with a report that's worthy of a client's request? And it came back with some some angles and perspectives that I had never considered. So yeah, I'm
Really?
Yeah. I was pretty impressed with that, and it was a higher level thing. It was Grok that I used at that point. We used the M365 yesterday. Austin did, but it came back with some great stuff. And I asked them to go dig a little bit deeper on some other things, and it came back with some really well constructed copy. So as that goes, I'm okay with it now. Well, I'm good with it, but here's the other thing too. There are some knuckleheads who go out there and attempt to use it from a legal perspective, meaning briefs, and have AI write legal briefs for their court hearings, and then submit them to the judge. And there was one guy that did that. What did he get fined, Suneda? There was a guy that submitted the court filings down, was it Louisiana, and he got fined like California. How much did he get fined?
I can't remember.
It was like $10,000, I think. For
Holy
submitting.
smokes!
Well, it was just absolutely filled with errors. He was bringing in cases that had absolutely no reason to be cited, and the guy, it was like flinging spaghetti against the wall. He didn't go back and reread it. The judge asked him. He was like, "No, I just submit it." Well, thank you very much for wasting the court's time.
Yeah.
As a result, yeah, here's your fine, pal.
That is just laziness. It's
Oh yeah.
it,
Yeah, but that's going to become the norm, and people are going to rely on AI for way too much. Way too much. I'm
Yep.
going to mail this in. I'm going AI. Yeah.
yeah. It as you were explaining. It's a really good research and preparation tool, but whatever you actually put out, you should look at it, you should review it, you should read it to yourself from the point of view of who you are going to have read it. You know,
Yeah, exactly. You can't expect artificial intelligence to be able to, I don't think, properly anticipate what your audience tolerates in the way of tone and manner of presentation, assumptions of facts, and you certainly want to make sure that there's no condescension in the tone in the matter that's being presented, and insult their intelligence. So
yes, especially a judge.
yeah.
That's a bad idea to piss off the judge.
Yeah. You want to talk about somebody who's got a minor deity issue. Sense of self-importance. That's you are right. That's the wrong guy to be pissing off. Yeah. Buddy, you froze again. Where are you in Pennsylvania? You in the black hole? You got to put aluminum foil on your head. Get better reception. Yeah. So there are a number of AI applications out there. I can't tell you which one I prefer. I like the Grok. We've used the Grok version 4. And then there's one that we had used for a video, to make videos, uploading scripts, and the videos come back really well done. They're just not all there. I had written a curriculum for cryptocurrencies, kind of a cradle to grave presentation of it. This is how things began. This is where we're at. This is where we're going. This is how you use it for payments. This is how you research. Just a number of different topics. I think there's 10 or 11 sections in it. And we plugged it in, and it came back with half of the material. It stopped at a certain point. I think it kind of went, I just want to make sure we're on the right path. And it came back. It was 40 minutes long, way too long for our intents and purposes. But it gave me some real solid material to dig into, and now I got to go back and I have to edit it, reduce the level of input so that it's not so onerous and it's not so time consuming. So yeah, it's not making my life easier, though. I will say that it's not. It's certainly not. Writing that document was enough, and now I got to go back and rewrite it. So that's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes. But it is an interesting perspective, and the videos are really well done. But like anything else, you have to make sure that the content is spot on, as opposed to glossy and shiny and pretty and distracting, because people can smell the BS a mile away. If you're blowing smoke where it doesn't belong, then they're gonna, go, well, that was those graphics were neat, but the storyline just doesn't jive. And you have to be authentic, no matter what. So, Tim, I think he is passing 3 Mile Island. All right. So I've been given the high sign. If you guys have any questions, let us know. info@calixsolutions.io. You can call me if you want. 702-845-8276. and we can talk more about this. We have tablets coming out in the next week or so. Feel free to shoot me a line at the info@calixsolutions.io. We'll reserve some for you if you're interested, and there'll be more to come on that. The Linux machines are probably going to be about a month out. I want to get them sooner, but we're thinking a month out. So in the meantime, we are able to get a hold of some PCs that do not have the Copilot Plus. So feel free. Will we have a phone eventually? No. The components and the prospects on those it's getting into the operating systems and messing with that is not something that we can do. I have some folks that I can put you towards that handle. They have military grade phone systems, and I'm happy to put you in touch with them if you're looking for something along those lines. So, all right, have a great next week. I think we're going to be on Wednesday. It's Christmas Eve. But in the instance that we aren't, I want to wish all of you happy holidays and a Merry Christmas. And God bless. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves, all right? Bye.
Introducing the Liberty Laptop, your gateway to online anonymity. Engineered with your privacy in mind, the Liberty Laptop comes equipped with cutting-edge security features, ensuring that your data remains yours and yours alone. No more worries about your personal information being shared without consent. Say goodbye to prying eyes and third-party snoops. Enjoy your online freedom with advanced privacy settings, protecting your every digital move, all at your fingertips. With the Liberty Laptop, you control what others see and don't see. We customize your privacy settings and let only what matters most to you be shared. No more concerns about unwarranted surveillance. We put the power back in your hands. No unwanted access through the laptop's camera and microphone. Powered by the latest technology, the Liberty Laptop ensures performance while respecting your personal boundaries. The Liberty Laptop. Your control. Your privacy. Your world. Visit calixsolutions.io to experience true personal freedom today.